Hour number 2, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. We're live at the Omni Nashville Hotel and Bar Lines and continuing talking some hoops with Drew Maddux, who's been nice enough to hang out with us, because there's a few more things that I wanted to ask you, including TSU, Nolan Smith. He gets there basically in August and meets his team, and now he wins the OVC the first time since 1994. Gets his team to the tournament to take on Iowa State. I mean, that is just a tremendous turnaround.
Yeah, incredible. And I had the blessing this year of doing maybe 7 or 8 games for them.
Cool.
And so I got to know him really well, first of all. Incredible coach. I mean, I don't know how long. I love Mickey Allen that he did there, but get ready. I don't know how long you're going to have him, and it could be as quick as this year because he almost did too good of a job.
Yeah.
But what he did with Harper and Nkrumah, and I don't know if you saw that team play, but really, really good. And the way that he systematically created more of an offensive philosophy there, and the way that they played, it was a tough proposition for teams to play against.
So it's really cool.
I'm buying stock all day.
Oh yeah,
oh man,
100%. I don't think that's a fluke at all. Tonight, NC State and Texas will be one of the first 4 games. It's the second one. You got Howard, UMBC first, and then NC State, Texas. Sean Miller with the Longhorns, and then Nashville's own Will Wade with NC State in his first year. I think this could be one of the best games of the whole tournament.
I think so, too. I think these two teams are evenly matched, and you start to think about those two coaches in particular. If you remember a couple of years ago, both of those guys were a part of that whole FBI wiretap. So it's really amazing to see them kind of their journey back to this place.
Wow, yeah.
Didn't think about it till you just set it up, Chase. It just hit me. I was like, oh, my gosh, both of those guys could have been out of college basketball and then worked their way back in. But those two teams are really, really good. I was not overly impressed with Texas when I saw them live and in person here last week. I just believe NC State, the way that Will Wade almost junks the game up a little bit. He's going to throw different defenses. He's going to camouflage his own look into man look. He's going to keep you uncomfortable. And now we even see McNeese State play that way as well. So I believe NC State wins in a very, very close one. And, oh, by the way, before, Joe, you ask a question.
Yes, sir.
I coach 4th and 7th grade basketball here in Nashville.
Yep.
And we have some faithful listeners to y'all's show every single day.
Good.
So I just wanted to give them a shout-out. They're listening right now to us. Mark Darden, Chad Spencer, the 4th grade and 7th grade Team Nike Select. Thank you, parents, for listening to Big Joe and Chase.
Yeah.
Do you make them run after a loss?
I do. We don't even we like put back on your shoes. When we get off the bus, we're going back to the line.
Okay. Do you spend a lot of time on free throws? Because when I watch basketball today, and this is because Coach Glenn Tackett at FRA beat this into me of they're called free throws for a reason. And if he's listening right now, he's laughing because he knows it's true. I remember a practice where we lost the game, and he spent the whole practice making them run and shoot free throws, and we didn't get to leave until everybody made their free throws. So I hope that's still something we're teaching.
No doubt. If you came to one of my practices, even with our little 4th grade, if there's not a number that is hit, everybody gets their basketball, they get to the line, we run for accountability, and we go back, keep shooting free throws until the mark is made. Even if, as 4th grade little boys, it's part of what we do.
I love it.
I love that. You have to be able to make free throws.
Yes.
You have to be able to make free throws.
I think one of the greatest disciplinary actions ever taken was Tom Penders at Texas had a rule you had to go to class.
Yep.
One day a guy did not go to class. The next morning at 5, everybody gathered to run.
Yes.
So the guy that missed the class, he made him go sit in the stands and
watch him
run, right?
Buddy.
Nobody missed a class.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that is brilliant because
Yes.
you're so mad at that guy. Then the guy who did that sees what you've done to your teammates.
That's
And I'm thinking that is the greatest punishment I've ever heard.
Yeah, one of the things we used to do, Big Joe, going back when I was at CPA, is I would have a countdown clock. If we started practice at 6 a.m. in the morning or whatever it was, you'd have the clock that would back up to 6 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, if not every player was there, we would have a coach that would set the clock the other direction. And so for every single minute late was a consequence run for everybody else except the guy that was late. And he would watch, but there was also a double side to it. He also got what was coming to him after practice as well.
Oh, nice.
So he would watch and make sure he saw what he collectively had done to the rest of the group. But, by the way, he got his consequence after practice.
I want to ask you, Cooper Flagg, right? The guy from Duke, right? Great player and everything. He was at a Duke game like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he looked so depressed. And maybe I saw things differently. When you go from that excitement of the tournament at Duke and all that and what's going on right now, then you go to the NBA, and it's just he looked sad, Drew. And he probably wasn't. But I'm thinking, you go from this amazing high, and I get your lottery draft choice and all that, but then you got to be missing this, right?
For sure. I mean, I don't think that even if you ask any of those college guys, even if they're one and done, like in that case, Cooper Flagg was there. He was probably on Duke's campus for a couple of months. He wasn't even there a whole year. But what they got to taste there and what they got to feel and experience, and you play in a place like Cameron Indoor and you travel around and you see the spirit of the fan base, you're never going to capture that again. I don't care what level of basketball you play on again. Probably the next closest thing you would ever taste it with is if you're fortunate to play on the USA Olympic team or something like that, because I don't care if you play for the Mavericks, the Warriors, the Lakers, the Celtics, you're never going to have the spirit by which you represent a group of people like you do in college athletics.
Do you think NIL in basketball and college basketball will keep guys long? Because I grew up on 80s Big East basketball. Pat Ewing, Dwayne at Syracuse, the guard, Pearl.
Dwayne Pearl.
All these guys, Ronnie Cycli. They all stayed, right? They all stayed 4 years, and you loved it. And now these guys are one and done. Can the NIL bring back 3-4 year guys?
I mean, I think we're starting to see if that theory would prove itself out. I mean, not right now. You got players that are making the level of money that they're making. Take A.J. Diabonta at BYU. I mean, what he signed for this year, reportedly over $5 million.
Right, yeah.
And if that can't keep – he's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft, at least number 2. Can that be enough motivation to keep him in? I don't know. But I think, to your point, Joe, you would start to see it a little bit. But I do think it's awfully sad, just the transient nature that this has created. I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. Will we ever see somebody go into a school's Hall of Fame? Will we ever see records broken?
That's a great point.
Will we ever see records broken at these places? Will you see, just the longevity and the connection to a fan base? It just gets thrown out the window with this. I mean, even for Vanderbilt, some of those players are on their third team, much less their second team. You get to know these kids, the human element, their stories, the things that we fall in love with gets thrown out the window.
You don't fault guys.
Absolutely not.
For leaving, right? For an opportunity. I mean, people are like, you should just tough it out and be stronger, be better. I don't fault them.
No, because once again, their earning capacity in their lifetime will never surpass this moment in time in their lives.
Right.
And you have to think, 98 point whatever % will never touch professional basketball.
Yeah.
So I don't care how good you are in college basketball. Players we saw play in the SEC tournament, you're like, oh, that's a dude, that's a dog. They're never going to make it to the professional ranks. And so you cannot fault somebody if they have a good year and somebody's willing to pay them $1 million, $1 million, $2 million, $3. They're going to go back and sell med devices, or if they're lucky, or do they get a degree and all those things. So, no, you absolutely cannot fault somebody for trying to leverage up and make their situation better.
Yeah, no. I just – when you look at it in the old ways of you could go to the league right out of high school, or you do the one and done now, like what is a better system, or do they both have their pros and cons?
Yeah, they both have their pros and cons for sure. But I still think – and I know Trump called, a lot of people that are very powerful in sports to the White House, 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was. We've got to figure out a way to regulate this system.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to either be player unions, there has to be salary caps, there has to be regulations, there has to be contracts. But this era that we're in, that it totally feels like it's loose and there are no boundaries and there are no standards that we're being measured by, I think it does set up a disproportionate system in sports.
When Andy Kennedy rips his team for not making layups, and he says, you guys are making more money than anybody in the arena, and I just seen him, Drew, that day after the game when he spoke, I mean, he was mad.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Right? He's got a right to be mad.
Yeah, and even, when we love Rick Barnes, I love Rick Barnes, and he would even bring that into the press conference now. Yeah. Like, you're making enough money not to turn the basketball over, or whatever it was. And so to your point, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what you do, but I do believe it needs to honestly come from on top. Systematic, holistic change And what is the system? And let's start to measure everybody by the same set of rules.
And I think, too, you need to come up with a calendar, and obviously it would be different for different sports,
yes.
But, the Lane Kiffin situation in football where he's leaving his team to go to LSU before the season is over. Like, that shouldn't be. And I get if you feel like you can better your life and family by going elsewhere, then fine. But the calendar should be set just like the NFL, where there is a true off season.
That's right.
Where all of that stuff happens.
Agreed.
And you do that for football, basketball, and so on.
I so agree with that. I mean, because we saw John Summerall.
Yep.
He coached Tulane. What was that situation like? They knew he was leaving,
right,
and going to Florida,
and a bunch of his players are probably going to go with him,
right? So it's like this. It is this delicate thing. But I love what you're saying, Chase. I think there has to use professional sports if we're going to professionalize this thing.
Yep.
Obviously, there's a model that has worked
right.
with free agency and salary caps and luxury taxes and the rules of free agency and all the things. Let's just take the blueprint and let's develop what the collegiate system is going to look like.
I like what Bo Schembechler did in '89 when Bill Frieder took the San Diego State job at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And Bo fired him and said, a Michigan man's going to coach my basketball team.
Steve Fisher's got it.
Right.
And it goes on to win it.
Beat
Seton Hall in the finals.
What a great game. By the way, Chase, you brought up going straight from high school to the college. I'm still mad because you remember where Kevin Garnett originally signed?
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Did he sign at South Carolina?
Well, that's where he was going to go.
Oh, wow.
South Carolina was the school he was going to go to, and then he's up good. So we missed a chance of seeing Kevin Garnett. That's what sucks.
Yes.
Right?
Agreed.
Missing those guys who would have been in the college for a little bit.
Think about LeBron. Like if LeBron had played for
Lordy, can you imagine?
Carolina,
Kobe
probably?
Bryant, where would Kobe have gone? When he was Tracy McGrady was another one.
Yeah.
Some Jermaine O'Neal was another one. He was a South Carolina guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
So where would those guys have gone? It would have been pretty cool to see those guys.
None of those guys were Scott Stroud. None of those guys.
I bet Scott Stroud could still outshoot them to this day.
With that perm?
That perm, that tight curl.
Absolutely, man.
Amazing.
Before you go, we talk all the time, Chase, about when you played at Vandy, there were no Titans, Oilers, Preds. I mean, that Memorial Gym was the place.
Yeah, it was nuts. And I still tell that to my kids. Like, we'll go to a game, and they're like, Dad, there's empty seats everywhere. I'm like, trust me, back then there was not
Memorial Magic
zero
was a thing.
Memorial Magic was real. And it's like I could walk in there and you could have an out-of-body experience. And we did many nights. And it was so special. And I tell people all the time the unifying force that gym was. I mean, it was a true gathering spot for the Nashville in those years.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah. 15,626.
I think that's right.
I think that was
until they did the luxury boxes, then it went down to like 15,324.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh, what a time, man! You're the best, Drew.
I love it. Y'all are awesome.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
y'all again for having me on. I would love to come back and talk NCAA tournament anytime you invite me.
We're going to make that
The answer
happen.
is yes. What's the question?
We got you next. Let's do this next week.
Okay, I love it.
Because I got good vibes that Vandy's going to get to the 16.
I love it. I love that.
He's
okay,
Drew
thank
Maddux,
you guys again.
And he will join us again. We'll have more coming from the Omni Nashville Hotel, including Vanderbilt football coach Clark Lee at the top of the next hour here on 102.5 The Game.
Stop it.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday. I appreciate Drew Maddux for joining us. And look, if you missed it at the beginning of the show, the reason that there is a Bon Jovi theme is because we had a texter mention that they paid attention in class because their teacher was a 23-year-old blonde bombshell.
Yeah.
That would get any 16, 17-year-old
to pay attention.
Yeah. And I said, did you ever have that? And you said.
A lot of the young teachers at McGavick look like the band Bon Jovi. I mean, a lot of the young teachers. I mean, you're talking, right when Bon Jovi came in 84, 85, they looked just like. And then the girls in high school looked like Bon Jovi. So it all ran together back then. So, yes.
There's a couple of NFL things that are out there. One with the Titans. The Titans have re-signed running back Julius Chestnut.
Not bad.
So they're going to bring he's a good third guy to have.
I remember when he
roster.
fumbled in the preseason game a few years ago, and I said, Chestnut's roasting on an open waiver wire because Vrabel was furious that he fumbled.
Good.
Furious.
And then also there is a NFL schedule news. It looks like the season opener is going to be on Wednesday this year and not Thursday. The Seahawks will kick off the 2026 season on Wednesday, September 9th, and then the 49ers and Rams will play in Melbourne, Australia on Thursday, September 10th.
Okay. Just move it up. That's fine. Whatever. I mean, it's going to be every night of the week soon, so during the fall.
Does that mean it gets that Friday game gone?
Is Friday someplace else?
Well, because remember, Friday's been like in Brazil or Spain or something.
I don't know. Are all the international games set? I don't know if all.
I don't know if they're all set, but some are.
I mean, could you throw a Titans team in there? Like, all right, you're going to go play in, Berlin or Munich or wherever?
Not this year.
Let's go, man. Get the Cromwell jet. Be over there in no time.
But you know what I do think would be awesome is Hard Knocks. This would be the perfect year to do Hard Knocks.
What's the disclaimer?
I think they
can't be in the playoffs.
I think they got rid of it. First year head coach, but I think they got rid of that.
They should.
So I mean, you got a new coach, you got a second-year quarterback, you spent all this money in free agency, you got three former head coaches, 4 if you count an interim.
What was the best Hard Knocks?
That's a good question. When Dallas did it, that was interesting because that's when they got Pac-Man.
Right.
And Pac-Man was coming off.
The Fisher was Amazon, right? That wasn't Hard Knocks.
Yeah, that was Amazon.
For the Rams.
No. They did both. I think they did Hard Knocks that year.
Did they?
Yeah, because remember it started with him, with Fisher cutting Nick Foles.
Oh, I don't remember that.
That was Hard Knocks. Yeah, he was cutting Nick Foles, and then there was a player that snuck a girl in that he cut.
We're going to release you, okay?
Yeah. You know the rules. I remember, this is why now I remember this, because I asked him about that, and I said, so had that been, who was the big?
Aaron Donald.
Had that been Aaron Donald, he laughed. He goes, what do you think?
Right? You know the rules. We're gonna. And then Kenny Brett wrecking in that golf cart during camp. For some reason, I like the one about the Dolphins in the mid-2015. Joe Philbin was a coach.
Yeah.
Tannehill got there. That was just different of seeing.
It's lost its luster.
It has. Yeah,
I like the in-season was kind of cool for a while, but like I didn't watch that this year, and it included the Cowboys. It's just, I don't know. I think so many teams are doing it on their own now.
Yeah.
That it's just kind of lost its luster. But just wanted to pass those little notes along. Coming up next, though, I have a list for you. But I know you're going to immediately tear it up. And
I feel like I'm back on Robbie and Rex Road.
I think we're going to have fun. No.
Okay.
Ricky gave this to me to specifically bring up to you.
Okay.
And I think it will be good. Ranking the best college football / college basketball coaching duos.
Okay.
And I can tell you right now, I hate this list.
Okay.
So we will do that coming up next. Again, we are live today at Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. And be sure to play hooky with 102.5 The Game this Thursday at Jelly Rolls Goodnight Nashville, and on Friday at Boom Ba's in East Nashville. We'll be there from noon to 6 watching all the games. Enjoy great food, handcrafted beverages, and win prizes. And it's presented by Maple Street Biscuit Company and Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery. So be sure to come out and hang out with these guys as they'll be there. So going to be a lot of fun. We'll have more coming next here from Bar Lines on 102.5 The Game. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Here on this Tuesday, little Bon Jovi. Here at Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. All right, so our buddy Ricky sent this to me last night. This is from BetMGM, and it says ranking the best college football, college basketball coaching duos right now.
All right.
And it's got 8 of them. And when I tell you number 1, you're going to immediately go, this is a terrible list. Okay?
All right. What conference?
SEC.
Coaching. Clark Lee, Mark Byington?
Not on the list.
Okay. That's odd.
So there you go.
It's not LSU. It's not.
I can tell you
No, it's not Alabama.
It is Alabama. Kalen DeBoer and Nate Oates.
Bama did make the college football playoff. And Bama basketball, they like to smoke weed. They're up there too. Not number one, but I could see them on the top 12.
They're number one.
Okay.
There are 2 more SEC teams, just to let you know. Number 2 is not an SEC team. Big 12? I think they're the Big 12.
Texas Tech?
No.
Not Arizona, is it?
No.
Big 12, not Oklahoma State, not Houston.
It is Houston.
Calvin Sampson, and who's the Houston
Willie
coach?
Fritz.
Good coach. I see that.
Number 3 will surprise you.
Gosh, is it SEC?
It is SEC.
Rick Barnes?
Rick Barnes and Josh Heupel.
Okay.
Yep. Number 4 is Big 10.
Wait, Vandy's not on this list?
Vandy's not on the list, which
Good
is stupid.
Lord.
Yep. Number 4 is Big 10, longtime Pac-12.
USC? Oregon.
Dan
okay.
Lanning and Dan Altman.
Okay. All right. That's a good one.
Number 5, I don't really agree with this. ACC.
Duke?
Nope.
Miami?
They are number 7. Mario Cristobal and Jai Lucas.
Okay. This is not. So this is number 5.
Number 5.
ACC, not Boston College, not Syracuse, not NC State. SMU?
Nope.
Not North Carolina. Belichick ain't on that.
I don't think you'll get. I don't
Okay,
know.
go ahead.
Louisville.
Oh, I would have never
Jeff Brom and Pat Kelsey.
I wouldn't have them in the top 20, but go ahead.
Number 6 is. Are they? I think that's ACC. I think it's ACC. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Virginia.
Okay.
The Virginia Cavaliers. Tony Elliott and Ryan Odom.
Okay, that's good. I see that.
Cristobal and Jay Lucas at 7, and one more at 8, an SEC team. I don't know how this is possible, but
is it Texas?
No.
It's not A&M.
No.
It's not Kentucky.
It is on this list because of the basketball coach.
Okay, hold on. Let me think here. It's not Florida.
It is Florida.
Is it Florida?
Summerall hadn't coached a game, and they have John Summerall and Todd Golden.
Oh, what a terrible list.
That's why I wanted to bring it up.
Ricky,
how do you not have – well, that was the whole reason we were talking about this last night. He was like, how do you not have Byington and Clark Lee on this?
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, you got a guy that's, they've won, 9, 10 games in football. They're up the top 15. Basketball team has been in the top 15, 20.
Yeah.
And you're not on the list. See, that's just like, that's Vanderbilt. What are they doing over there? That's another sign of disrespect.
I mean, there are others. Like, I think Texas is certainly one you could look at.
What's 12?
I don't know.
Thought you had the list.
No, it was only 1 through 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I get it. Okay, well, we'll have Clark Lee at 2, and we won't bring it up. But it's probably like, it's a sign of disrespect. But
Rick Barnes and Josh Heupel at 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree they should be on it, but I don't know if I agree with 3.
Yeah, I'm going back to the bracket and looking like the number 1 seeds, like Michigan. No, they got a new coach. It shouldn't be up there. Purdue, no. I mean, basketball. Arizona, I mean, they're okay in football, but
yeah.
I mean, what's the parameter? Is it currently? Obviously, it's currently because that was you got Summerall on that list,
right?
What a weird list.
Yeah,
do better, Ricky.
It's not his fault. He just shared it.
Well, you got to blame the messenger, and I blame him.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ohio State.
They haven't done anything basketball right.
No,
right?
But I mean, some of these are very one-sided.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's just the season of lists, right? And then that's what we do now.
Yeah.
I got a list for you, buddy.
All right, hit me.
This is more lists. Yes. This list is the top 10 worst NFL free agent signings of all time. Top 10 worst free agent signings of all time, according to our friends at Athlon Sports. Number 9, Adam Archuleta, and you should know number 1. Adam Archuleta signed a 6-year, $30 million contract, 2006. Terrible. Nick Foles came in 8.
What about 10?
I can't pronounce that guy's name, so I skipped him.
Nandi Asamoah. Oh, yeah, that's a bad one.
How do you say his name?
Nandi Asamoah.
I couldn't pronounce that if you told me 40 times.
Yep.
Okay, that's number 10.
Why am I blanking on number 1?
Nick Foles was 8. Le'Veon Bell was 7 with the Jets. Kenny Golladay, 6 to the Giants. J.C. Jackson, 5 to the Chargers. Brock Osweiler signed a 4-year, $72 million contract in 2016 with the Texans. I don't think he played any, right? He played maybe 1 year.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins with the Falcons, 4 years, $180 million.
Yeah.
Number 2, Christian Wilkins, 4-year, $110 million, 2024. And the number 1 all-time worst free agent NFL contract of all time. I cannot believe you can't get this.
I think I'm overthinking it. Give me an era.
You see him all the time around town.
I see him all the time. Yeah. Albert Hainsworth.
Bingo.
Wow.
7-year, $100 million contract with the Redskins, and Albert was a complete disaster with the Redskins. Remember, he's like, they switched him from a 4-3 to a 3-4, and he complained, and Shanahan got mad at him because he was fat and out of shape and all that. Wow. Disaster. So it sounds good.
And then he left there. He went to, Tampa for a year, and then New England?
He had that Liz Frank injury in Tampa. Then he went to New England, and it was kind of like, yeah, you're done. He got paid. Yeah. He was done. Done.
He needed to be motivated.
Season of List, man. Like Season of the Sticks. You know what that is?
No.
That's a Noah Khan song. You know who that guy is?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
You a big fan of him?
No.
He has a song called Season of the Sticks.
Yeah. Okay, I have heard of it.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. But I've heard the song.
I lean on you for things like this.
Lean on Me is a great song.
Club Nouveau or Bill Withers?
Both.
Okay. I like how you got high pitch with that. It's both.
Man, that's crazy. Albert Hainsworth.
Well, I thought Drew Bennett would be on that list, too. His deal he signed with the Rams, he was terrible up there. That's why, I mean, these are all great, everything, but do you earn it? I mean, that's the thing now. It's like, all right, you got the contract. Can you live up to the contract now? That's the part of this, and then you're like, oh, man, because not all these guys are going to work out. Calvin Ridley being one of them, dropping passes because he's afraid to catch the ball.
Is Jamarcus Russell the worst draft pick, the biggest bust of all time?
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Leaf was pretty close to there. But Jamarcus went number 1 in 2007.
Isaiah Wilson has got to be
he's
not a quarterback, but
I think you've got to go top 5.
Yeah.
And I think Jamarcus at 1. And
Leaf
there's
at
others.
2.
Well, hell, Solomon Thomas was 3rd.
Yeah.
Titans just signed him on the free agent list the other day. But I think Jamarcus was – I mean, look, he was good. His quarterback coach at LSU was Jimbo Fisher. I mean, he was good at LSU. I mean, he beat Tennessee in Knoxville, big dude, through the –
The best story is putting the money in the playbook, and it was still there.
Yep.
And then they gave him film to watch, and they were all blank tapes.
All blank tapes.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched all of it. I know you didn't. So
was that Kiffin?
I don't think it. Oh, maybe it was because that was 2007 season. I think it might have been Kiffin.
How ironic! It all comes back around. Now Kiffin's at LSU.
Yeah,
Josh Rosen was a pretty bad one. Wasn't he 10th though?
He was maybe 7th.
Yeah.
That went to the Cardinals.
Arizona.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin was the coach.
Because they took a quarterback 2 years in a row.
So in that quarterback room for the Raiders in 2007, you had Josh McCown, Dante Culpepper, Jamarcus Russell were all there.
Dante Culp, wow.
Yeah. You sound like Fisher right there.
0178 says Heath Schuler.
Pretty good. Did he go 2nd or 3rd to the Redskins in 94?
Yep.
He was pretty – he held out. See, Heath was a great running quarterback, but at the time the NFL wasn't adapting to running quarterbacks. And you saw the 92 Georgia game, Tennessee-Georgia, down in Athens. I mean, Heath Schuler was one of the best performances ever running the ball. He held out. So he held out in 94. You know who took the job from him? A 6th-round draft choice out of Tulsa, Gus Frerotte. Wow. Took the job from Schuler. So Schuler ended up in 97 with the Saints. And he had a broken foot, and he's battling Danny Warfel, and Dicka hated everybody down there, and it never worked out for him, and then it was gone. But, yeah, I mean, it's the right situation, right time. That's why you get all drunk with these guys who they can do. But if you're not in the right situation, the right mindset, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
It's just not.
No, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we're going through all these. I mean, I think 83 is considered the best quarterback draft of all time.
Pretty good.
But, like, think of a first round where, like, you've had the most hits.
I mean, there's a lot of those. That's why y'all get, like, Cam Ward is the answer because we've seen not the answer.
Well,
right?
And here's what I mean by a hit. A hit means a second contract.
Yeah.
That's what a hit means.
Yep.
Not you have one good year. I mean,
correct.
You get to a second contract.
I mean, do you think Cam will be better this year, much better than he was last year?
Yes.
I think 1,000 times better.
If he's not, then he's not the guy.
He's not the guy.
That is as bluntly as I can put it. Everything. Now, look, does he have do they have the offensive line figured out? No, they don't. Not yet.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, I know they signed a center, but I view him more as backup than anything. They don't have guard figured out yet on the right side, so they got to figure that out. The receiver room is better with Robinson. But I still think they need work there because I'm not going to count on Ridley until he shows me otherwise.
Sure. I think the biggest signing the Titans did, this sounds weird, was Brian Dable because
I agree with that.
You got a coordinator who last year at this time was going to give up the franchise in New York to get Cam Ward.
He was going to.
Now he's your coordinator.
Give up an arm.
Right.
There's another analogy that I can't use on the radio.
Please
but
do.
You can.
You're going on vacation for 3 days. That'll be your suspension time. 3-day suspension.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like he was literally willing to do anything to get him.
It's like a Major League Baseball pitcher when he gets suspended for 5 games. He's missing a game.
Right.
So, go and get your suspension, 3 days. Chase will be back on Monday, folks, when we get all that happens.
But, no, I agree with you. I think he certainly was. And now, I mean, Juwan Jennings is still out there, so do you look at that?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
Just sounds like the market for him wasn't as much as he thought it was going to be.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's still out there, still looking around.
So,
still seeing
I mean, if you're him and you sit out there another couple weeks without being signed, don't you tell your agent to call the Titans and go, hey, I'll take the hometown deal so I can for a 1-year deal. Go play for the Titans for 1 year.
I don't think he takes a 1-year deal. I don't.
But I think it would probably behoove him to do so.
I think he could lower your price, get a 3-year deal, get a lot of guaranteed money, and you're good. I like him. I think he's.
Yeah.
Not sure.
I don't think the Titans are in a position to do that.
I don't think he's
1-year deal.
Fit what they got right now.
Yeah, probably not.
The Panthers were the overwhelming favorite for him to go to, and that'd be great with a new quarterback. And look, Juwan Jennings is not going to get you the 25-yard catch on the crossing route down the field, but he's damn going to get you 10 yards and fight for 6 more.
Yeah.
As we see. I told you that one game that he was in, he was yelling at his teammates because they lined up wrong on a formation. And the announcer, I think it was Aikman, was like, you very rarely see a receiver do that because they're so focused on their route and who's in front of him. And Juwan is yelling at 2 other receivers because they lined up wrong before the play. And Aikman was just like, that is a dude who knows what's going on.
I love it.
And so that would be something good. But I just think he'd be a good fit. I love it. I don't think he'd be a good fit here.
615-737-1025. We will have more coming here from Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel. We'll also have Clark Lee join us at the top of the hour. And by the way, all of our off-season football coverage is presented by Tennessee Brew Works. They are the official craft beer of the football off-season here on 102.5 The Game. You can raise a glass with Tennessee Brew Works and us here at 102.5 The Game. We will be there next Tuesday, so looking forward to that. Be sure to go to thegamenashville.com/mayhem. Print off your bracket today, presented by Toyota. Fuel your adrenaline at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Also brought to you by Panzona, MD, and Thompson Machinery, all here on 102.5 The Game.
That's a Noah Khan song. You know who that guy is?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
You a big fan of him?
No.
He has a song called Season of the Sticks.
Yeah. Okay, I have heard of him.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. but I've heard the song.
I lean on you for things like this.
Lean on Me is a great song. It is a great song. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Clark Lee, Vanderbilt football coach, going to join us here in a few minutes. Really looking forward to that conversation as they started Team 6 today, spring practice. Say that 3 times fast. And so Coach will join us here in a few minutes, and looking forward to that. Have you noticed when I do the whole yeah thing, that means like
you do it every other breath.
I don't care.
Like, yeah,
whatever.
Right. It's I love your checkout. It's like, for sure.
For sure.
It's like, okay, he's done today. All right, he's out of this thing.
It stinks when that comes at like 12:05 too.
Today we got lucky. Today was at 12:09. We got lucky today for all that.
You got a little more.
I'm in the middle of filling out my brackets, and so Drew Maddux has inspired me because he said the gap between the really good and the mediocre is never as wide as it is right now.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing,
which means less upsets.
I think the new era we're in kind of eliminates some of the upsets. I mean, you're still going to have them, but not like it used to be.
That's
not like Florida Gulf Coast or
or FAU the round a couple years ago. That's why I was telling Drew, I was like, once the bracket came out, it's like, all right, who's the 5-12 upset? And Vandy was the first one popped up there. And I'm thinking, that's all they're going to hear. This is what you're going to lose to Siena. You're going to lose to Siena. They're not playing Siena. Who are they playing? McNeese State.
Who's
playing Siena? Should know that. Duke's playing Siena.
Yeah. Duke's going to win.
The whole thing?
They're going to win that game. I don't know. I think they could. They're really good.
I mean, Vanderbilt beats McNeese, right? Come on.
Yeah.
You got to.
I mean, Florida is an interesting one. Houston's really good. I mean, didn't they get there last year? Did they get to the final? See, I don't even remember. Who won last year?
Florida. I don't remember who they played. Yeah, they played Houston.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I used to be able to rattle off all the NCAA champions to like the 60s. Now, Florida 20. All right, Connecticut did 24-23. Florida last year, 22 was Kansas. Because remember, that's the Eric Church game.
Oh, yeah, because he canceled his
Duke Carolina play, So that was 22. 21 was Baylor. There was no 20. 19 was Virginia. 18 Villanova. 17 Carolina. 16 Villanova. 15 Duke. 14 UConn. 13 Louisville, which doesn't exist anymore. 12 was Kentucky. 11 was Connecticut. 10 was Duke because they beat Butler.
Yep.
9 was
Wasn't Butler in it 2 years in a row.
Yep. 9 was North Carolina. 8 should have been Memphis, so they hit free throws. Was Kansas. Yep. 7-6 was Florida. 5 North Carolina. 4 UConn. 3 Syracuse. 2 Maryland. 1 Duke. 2000 Michigan State. We're on a roll now, folks. 99 UConn. 98 Kentucky. 97 Arizona with Bibby. 96 Kentucky with Ron Mercer. 95 UCLA. 94 Arkansas. 93 Carolina. 92, 91 Duke. 90 UNLV. 89 Michigan. 88 Kansas. 87 Indiana. I was at that game. 86 was Louisville. 85 was Villanova, beat Georgetown and Lexington. 84 was Georgetown, the only one with Pat Ewing. 83 was NC State. 82 Jordan at Carolina. 81 was Isaiah Thomas. That's the day that Ronald Reagan was shot.
Yep.
And they won 81. 80 was Louisville. 79 was Michigan State over Indiana State. 78 was Kentucky with Goose Givens. 77 was Marquette with Al McGuire. 76 was Indiana, the perfect season with Bobby Knight. 75 was NC State, maybe, with David Thompson. Then I get stuck after that.
That's better than I could do. Pretty impressive.
That's called not having a dad around and you sit around and play basketball outside by yourself and read magazines.
Coming up next, Vanderbilt football coach Clark Lee is going to join us. They've opened spring practice, plus it's our first opportunity to talk to him since the end of the season. So we'll reminisce and look ahead as well with the coach coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game.